Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Fanatic, and today we're going to be taking a look at Catch the Moon, a stacking dexterity game by Kosmos.
What is it you want, Barry? What do you want? You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down.
In Catch the Moon, 2 to 4 players will be competing by stacking ladders in a manner specified by a die. There's also a scored mode for playing cooperatively or solitaire, but we'll get to that in a moment. To set up, take the cloud base and set it so that it's within easy reach of all players. Take 2 straight ladders and place them so that they sit within the cloud. A third straight ladder is included, but this is just meant as a replacement. You should have 27 other ladders. Go ahead and mix those up in the insert included with the game. Set the 7 water drops and the die within easy reach of all players. Choose a player to go first, and that's really all there is to set up. You'll begin each turn by drawing a random ladder from the insert and rolling the die, which has 3 different sides, each appearing twice. If it lands on a side with 1 ladder, you must place your ladder so that it touches exactly 1 other ladder. Likewise, if it lands on a side with 2 ladders, it must touch exactly 2 other ladders. Finally, if you roll a moon, you may have the new ladder touch 1 or 2 other ladders, but no more than that. After you're done placing the new ladder, it must be the tallest point of the structure. When placing any ladder, keep 3 things in mind. Firstly, you may only use one hand to place the ladder. You may do it with either hand, but only one hand may be in contact with the ladder while placing it on the structure. Secondly, you may use the ladder to manipulate the rest of the structure, but may not touch the structure directly. And thirdly, once you let go of the ladder, your turn ends immediately. You may not make any further adjustments to it after you release it. If you've successfully placed the ladder according to these rules and the die roll, the next player then rolls the die. Otherwise, if the ladder does not meet the requirements of the roll, or if any ladder in the structure touches either the cloud or the table, then remove the offending ladders. Do not place them back in the reserve, and take one of the raindrops. Regardless, play then passes to the next player. The game will continue like this until one of 2 end conditions is met. If, like myself, you're not particularly good at dexterity games, then the game will end when the players run out of water drops. For those of you that can do this without embarrassing yourselves, then the game will end when the last ladder is placed. Either way, the player with the fewest raindrops is the winner. If there's a tie at this point in time, then players will go into sudden death, with the players with the fewest number of raindrops taking turns placing ladders. You'll no longer roll the die, instead you'll treat it as though you rolled a moon every single turn. If you run out of ladders during a sudden death round, then any remaining players share the victory. But as aforementioned, there's also a cooperative mode. You can also play solo if you wish, you simply won't pass turns to another player. Setup is mostly the same, the only difference is that you'll only use 5 water drops instead of all 7. You'll still roll the die each turn and place ladders according to the same rules as before. The difference is that this time, players are working together to score the most points. In order to score, you must decide to spend a raindrop after placing a ladder. Just be aware that you can still lose them by making mistakes as well. When you decide to score, take the lid for the box and place it upright behind the structure. For every ladder which its top reaches above the box, you score 1 point. For every ladder that's completely above the box, you score 3. As you can see by this attempt, my sister and I narrowly missed scoring this time around. After about a dozen solo plays, I've scored exactly 1 time, but hopefully you'll be able to do better. Component-wise, the game is nice. The base is made of nice, thick plastic, while the ladders are made of good, solid wood that won't break too easily. There's 3 copies each of 10 different ladder types, so they're not simply made at random. The raindrop tokens and the die are also made of wood, with the ladder seeming to be wood burn for the symbols on its sides and nicely sanded and polished for a finish. As aforementioned, the game comes with an insert which easily stores all the components. It does a good job of keeping everything easily organized to quickly set up your next game. Not that there's too much to set up to begin with. All in all, Catch the Moon is a fun little dexterity game for family and hobbyist game nights alike. The rules are simple and straightforward enough that even children can understand it, but there is a fair bit of strategy in trying to make things more difficult for your opponent's next turn. The cooperative mode keeps the basic rules the same, but also gives players a goal to work towards together. The game looks great and it has a lot of table appeal as it draws players in to ask, what is that? And it plays quickly enough that it makes for a good warm-up or cooldown game. Obviously, this isn't the sort of title you want if you're seeking a rules-heavy adventure. However, it does what it sets out to do quite nicely. In conclusion, I find Catch the Moon to be worthy of a respectable 8.1 out of 10. If you're interested in purchasing Catch of the Moon, I encourage you to first check with your friendly local game store. If you're unable to find it or simply wish to learn more, links are included in the description. But what about you? What do you think of Catch of the Moon? What dexterity games do you enjoy? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. If you really enjoy my work, please consider funding my channel on Patreon. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.